Hey everyone, welcome back. It's another video. So I have read many of your comments about this shirt, and I know many of you actually want your own shirt. I know some of you want a different color variation, and believe you me, we're working on it at the moment. We're going to create a website and we're going to open it up for pre-orders for your particular design and your particular color shirt, and that's coming. It's very, very soon. I promise you that. So keep up to date with my X account, or even on my videos, or even just subscribe to this show if you're not already, and let all your friends know as well if you haven't already. So if you like this shirt, can't imagine you wouldn't, especially where you are. We're also going to make some available for babies too, like baby designs, just in case you guys are parents and want your little kids to run around in shirts like this and not be woke and not be actual dingbats and believe lies. So we're going to really take over this space. I'm actually really excited about it. So it'll be lots of fun, but keep up to date as much as you possibly can with my videos, and I'll be letting you all know when it's going to come very soon. Again, I know that I kind of sound like a broken down record at the moment with these videos regarding Tommy Robinson, but the reason why I am so adamant about it right now is because that he needs to be freed. And I don't think we should stop talking about it until he is freed, because he is someone that is a political prisoner. Don't believe me? Listen to the words of Ben Habib, who will tell you exactly why and how Tommy Robinson is a political prisoner.
Your interview with Nigel yesterday was the last straw for Elon. So just to explain to people where the rift came, what Elon said was that Tommy Robinson is a political prisoner. And Nigel came on your show and he said, no, he's not. He's in jail for contempt. And actually, technically, and in all material respects, Nigel is wrong. Because Tommy Robinson was, the charge of contempt was brought by the Attorney General, who is a Labour-appointed political figure. So it was a political individual that brought the charge for contempt against Tommy Robinson. And Tommy Robinson was in dispute over a civil matter. It wasn't a criminal matter. And it is highly unusual for the Attorney General to get involved in a civil dispute. And they're only allowed to do it if there's a matter of public interest at stake. And at no level could anyone say that Tommy Robinson's video that he released, which was apparently in contempt of court, at no level could anyone say that it was worthy of incarcerating him because it was contempt of court. And so at one level, yes, Tommy Robinson was in contempt of court and went to jail as a result of it. But fundamentally, it was a political figure that brought the charge against Tommy Robinson for contempt, and his incarceration was way over the top for a civil judgment. And Nigel came on your show and he said that, I'll explain it to Elon. Well, actually, Elon, I'm sure, would have read how it was that the contempt of court case was brought against Tommy Robinson, and how Tommy Robinson ended up in jail. And I can't agree more with Elon Musk. Tommy Robinson became the political victim of a narrative and an ideology that has taken hold in this country, where you're not allowed to challenge any ethnic minority, given root through diversity, equity and inclusion, the regulatory and legislative framework which you and I have discussed many times on programs before. Now, you don't have to be a believer in Tommy Robinson. You don't have to be a denouncer of Tommy Robinson, but you've got to stick to the facts. And Nigel got the facts completely wrong when it came to Tommy Robinson's incarceration. And Tommy Robinson Elon Musk responded to her
But he is effectively in prison for contempt of court.
Yeah, but that doesn't brought by a political figure.
Doesn't mean that. But both two things can be true at the same time. One can be that he is in prison for contempt of court, which is true. The other can be that ultimately he's a political prisoner. Why can those two things not be?
But the key point is that it was a politically motivated court case, that's what Elon was saying.
Yeah.
And I think just one more thing I'd like to say. Elon Musk is someone who is prepared to test the shifting of the Overton window. And it is vital, by the way, that we test the shifting of the Overton window across Western civilization. The reason I'm in politics is because I think that Western civilization, the United Kingdom, most pertinently in my case, faces an existential threat at multiple levels. And it's because of the way we've been governed for 27 years, and we need a 180-degree change in the way that we're governed. We will not achieve the change in the way that this country is governed unless we're prepared to test the Overton window. And Nigel, I'm afraid, has been extremely timid over the last few months in the way that he's gone about.
Ben says exactly the thing that I have been saying for quite some time. You can't say that a video that he released to the public because he was told not to release it, that is exposing the grooming gangs even more. You can't say to me that that is evidence of contempt of court, because apparently, according to authorities, according to politicians, the ones that went after him in the first place, they're saying that Tommy is guilty of contempt of court. That's why he's in prison. That's why he's in solitary confinement. So you're telling me you're allowed to let off R-wordist and the most heinous of people, which the UK government is doing, but yet Tommy Robinson is apparently in solitary confinement, one of the harshest atrocities you can have in prison, being taken away from people, not allowed communication with the outside world at all. You're saying 18 months of that. He was deserving of that for releasing a documentary that apparently the government and the police didn't want released because of how much it exposes. Ben Habib just said the truth. That's lawfully correct, I'll have you know. He's not in there for releasing a documentary. That is absurd. That is like me, for example, releasing a video when the government tells me not to release a video and they go after me and they lock me up for 2 years because they didn't want me to release a video. So they're putting him on trumped up charges, and the person that went after Tommy in the first place was an official, a Labor MP official that shouldn't have had any interest in this whatsoever, but he did. And I wonder why that is. Could it be that he's trying to hide something, cover up something? Because they can't get him on anything else. But no, they'll go after this trumped up charge, which is a very political move that I think it's outrageous. And anyone that thinks otherwise, just go to Ben Habib. He should know. And he's the former deputy leader, I believe, of Reform UK. And that's him saying it. Nigel Farage is going against Tommy because he doesn't want anyone like Tommy on his party to help him. And he's doing the wrong thing. He's turning so many voters away from him. I was reading a lot of the comments in many of the videos that I've made about this, and so many people that did vote Reform are no longer going to vote Reform. Like, what is that telling you? Like, it's time to wake up, Nigel. It's time to do the right thing, drop the pride. Yes, Tommy's not perfect, but it doesn't mean that he's your enemy. It doesn't mean that if you want true reform, then actually fight for some people like Tommy that are trying to do the right thing. Why is it that Elon Musk, you're trying to speak down to Elon Musk? You're trying to lie to make yourself look better. All you're doing is just showing the world your true colors. All you're doing is just showing that you're Labor in disguise, or you're the Tories in disguise as well, because you're all the same. You're all just as bad as each other. And the fact someone comes along and goes, nah, I want to bring about real change, and that change comes through the people, not by a politician saying we're going to bring about change. It never works like that. So anyway, here's something fantastic for you all. Tommy Robinson's ex-wife, she heard about Nigel Farage's lies on LBC, and she released a statement. And that statement should send shivers down Nigel Farage's spine right now. You can't get away with lying. You think you can, but you can't. When you got his ex-wife coming out, of all people, the ex-wife who should be angry, I guess, because it didn't work, the relationship. And if anyone's relationship was strained for the sake of what Tommy's been exposing, it's his own relationship with his kids and his ex-wife. It's sad. It really is. So this is a statement from Tommy's ex-wife after hearing about Nigel Farage's lie on LBC that Tommy has convictions for violence against women. He doesn't. It has been really upsetting to hear Nigel Farage has accused my ex-husband, Stephen Lennon, Tommy Robinson, of perpetrating violence against women. Having to sit down and talk to my children about these false allegations, which are all over social media, is not something any mother should have to do. These lies that Piers Morgan, Keir Starmer, and Nigel Farage are all in cahoots about, imagine the strain and the pressure on poor Tommy Robinson's wife, ex-wife, and the kids. It's not fair. And Tommy can't even defend himself because he's in solitary confinement. So these people are taking it upon themselves. They're seeing it as a perfect opportunity to attack a man when he's down. But you know what Tommy's going to do? He's going to rise up. And all they're doing, the more they attack him, the more they're making him a martyr, and more people are actually starting to wake up and realize Tommy's not in the wrong here. There's only a small little group that seemingly agree with Nigel and Piers and everything else, but the vast majority, mate, they agree with Tommy. I have never been assaulted or abused by Stephen, Tommy, ever in my life. There's never, ever been a call to the police about violence towards me or any other women for that matter. Stephen, Tommy, has never, ever been charged or accused of violence towards me or any other woman. These lies have to stop. Our children don't deserve to have these allegations thrown in their faces by their peers or questioned about it in their friendship groups. Who the hell does Nigel Farage think he is? Obviously, he thinks he's bloody God at the moment. What gives him the right to spread lies and real misinformation about my ex-husband? What gives him the right to upset my children with these false allegations? Great question. I am so sick of hearing absolute lies spread about Stephen, which affects our children. Stephen isn't a perfect man. Who is? I think like Nigel and Piers and Keir think that they are perfect. He's never claimed to be a perfect man. That's why people love him, because he's authentic. He's real. We have had our challenges as a family because of his activism and journalism. He's given up so much, his family, because of this. That goes without saying. But I cannot and I will not have a high-profile politician like Farage spread fake news about my children's dad. The lies have to stop. They have to stop now. Nigel must apologize for what he has said. My children have endured enough lies and misrepresentations about their dad to last them a lifetime. It's not fair, is it? Someone like Tommy Robinson should not be in prison, number one. He should still have a relationship with his kids. His kids don't deserve any of this stuff. His ex-wife doesn't deserve any of this. Tommy doesn't deserve any of this. For goodness sake, all for exposing the truth. That's the price. The price is so high and so great, right? But he gave it all up to expose something so heinous and so egregious. But yet, when he did that, they went after him. And now he's in solitary confinement as a political prisoner. And Keir Starmer and all the other rest that are attacking Tommy need to wake the hell up. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys take care. You're blessed. And I'll see you all in the next video.